Hey everybody, Peter Harris here. Today I want to do a Christmas time review. I've spent the month shopping for everybody else and buying things for them. And as usual, once I get into shopping mode, I start looking around at things that I would like, and it happens every year. I end up buying something that I don't necessarily need, but I'm doing so much online and shopping, that kind of thing. I always find something like, ooh, I really want that, and I end up succumbing by the end of the month and getting something for myself as well. Headless guitars have always fascinated me. Some of you may know that I already own one Steinberger, so I am familiar with the headless guitar world. It's something I enjoy. I think it makes a lot of sense to design myself. So there is a make, of course you may know, called Strandberg. Very pricey, expensive guitars, very nice guitars. And many more of you are also familiar with the world of Chinese knockoff guitars. So there is a company called EART, I'm guessing, like Neil Peart without the P, EART, EART guitars. And one of the Chinese manufacturers, they are advertising a headless guitar design for $309 on Amazon. I looked at it a few times. I think it was like in the high 200s, even as much as a couple months ago, a little bit cheaper. And, always intrigued a little bit, but sort of blew it off until lately I started looking at the reviews. There's several people online just saying for the money, it was very high quality and a really good job. So I got intrigued, pulled the trigger. And it just came the other day, and here she is. The EART W2 Headless guitar. So, my first impressions. I've literally just unwrapped this the other day. First things first. For $300, how good could it be? How bad could it be? The fret job. The frets are literally fantastic. I mean, just smooth, polished stainless steel frets. It feels smooth up and down. There's no rough spots. There's no uneven spots. It plays well. It's what you would expect from a much more expensive guitar. I mean, it plays great. The action from the factory came very low. I really didn't have to adjust the action at all. The neck was straight. So far, so good. Build quality, really well done. You can see the neck joint. There's really no gaps there. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but nice standard neck. The Strandberg does have like a sort of a unique neck. This is more of a standard profile, at least to my ears or my feeling. It feels pretty normal. But it's got a good look to it. Nice wood grain on the back. I actually kind of wish that wood grain was on the front too. Inside, the cavities, the soldering is actually pretty clean cavity. Not shielded or anything, but it's professionally done. It's not sloppy. Everything's tight, feels good. There's nothing loose or wobbly. What it has, 2 covered humbucker pickups. And what I like, a 3-way toggle switch as opposed to 5-way. So basically you have your neck pickup, bridge, and in between splits the coils for half of each pickup for more of a strat sound. Truss rod, visible just below the end of the neck. It's adjustable. It does come with the tools to adjust it, as well as one for adjusting the action and the saddle height on the bridge. The bridge itself, tuning pegs. As you can see, they are off the bridge and facing up. Now, to my way of playing so far, I have not had any problem with my hands bumping the tuners. It hasn't been in the way. That may be different for different players where they rest their hand, but it's not impeded me at all. One cool little thing is if you see the bridge here, see this little raised thing? This is actually a magnetized Allen wrench. So what that does is that goes into the tuners in each one, and you just twist it to tune each one. The tuning wrench and the tuning pegs, for lack of a better word, are extremely sensitive. This is not like the tuning peg on your old acoustic. you turn this even a millimeter, it's going to go a half step up. It's a quick tuning, so don't get on it and wrench it halfway around because you're going to be just off in the stratosphere. So, but that being said, I tuned this yesterday, pulled it out of the box today, and it was still in tune. And I played for a little bit, so it seems to be pretty stable as far as holding a tuning. That being said, I opted for the fixed bridge, the fixed tailpiece. All the online reviews were good. There were a few that said that the tremolo option, that bridge was not quite as stable as holding tuning, which, most whammy bars are not. But I like having a whammy bar. But I figured since I was taking a chance on a Chinese guitar, I wasn't going to enjoy it if it was out of tune every 30 seconds. So I just opted to get the fixed tailpiece. So we'll see how I like that better. But it's... But it's a good design. As you can tell, the weird shape, it's the love it or hate it shape. This contour right here is really good for, you can rest that on your leg, or you can rest it in the middle, or you can rest it up here. So your leg sits right in here. As you can see, there is a hollowed out cavity. Let me see where I'm doing that. Where the guitar goes in, where the cable. So that just comes out like that. So there is no visible guitar jack hole. It's just down that little recess. Pretty bright. It's it's nothing standard, but what I've done here is just played it through a couple little things, just nothing fancy, ran through a couple little things just so you can get the idea of the sound. It's not going to sound, it's going through my vocal mic through compressed YouTube speakers, but I did plug it into a cheap little Fender Mustang practice amp. I think a lot of people who are buying a $300 guitar are probably not buying it to plug into a super boutique high-end rig. There may be some, but so I just figured plugging it into a practice amp is a more realistic scenario for what people are going to be using this for. But so far, so good. I do like the paint job in person. It is spalted, so you see these pits in here in the wood. That is actual pits, but it's supposed to be there. I like the effect. It's a thin veneer, very thin on the paint, and I don't know how that will hold up over the years or if it will wear down eventually, but really, honestly, for the price point, if you were to play this for a couple of years and this veneer was wearing off, it's the kind of thing where you probably wouldn't be bothered to sand it down and repaint it however you like it. Put some Van Halen stripes on it or whatever. But you could, easily refinish this guitar and not feel like you're marring a beautiful, expensive instrument. But that being said, like I said, it plays pretty well. The action, the one I received as well, is good. It's playable. I don't have really any fretty, buzz frets or any, vibrations in the neck that are, unwanted. So, I'm pretty happy so far. I haven't put it through its paces really, but for the price, this is worth it. This is a Strandberg knockoff, but it plays well, and it's just, I took a chance, and in this case, it worked out. So if you're curious about trying out a headless guitar, and you like the look of the Strandbergs, but are nervous about, shelling out a few grand for one, this might be a decent alternative. Like I said, it's worked for me so far. I couldn't be happier with the purchase. So it's another little fun toy for my arsenal, and I don't know if I'll end up using it all the time or for specific sounds that I want to get, or just that kind of thing. But it's you can never have too many guitars. So. this was a good experiment so far. So let me know if you've got one, if you try one out, what you think of it, pros, cons, any kind of thing like that. And I'd love to hear more about it from your point of view.